Well, recording. First recording on the GoPro 13 Hero Black. That's my TV. It's an old C1 LG OLED. Quite old now. And I'm going to go take you for a walk and test out the hlg-hdr on this. Just head up to the shops, and because my Stella Artois tastes like shit, I'm just gonna get some food and maybe a couple steaks. So we see, I've got some potato gratin to make, which has to be used up. My beef stew was terrible. The meat was so bad. It was all sinew and fat, not edible. That's on the S5, the Lumix S5. I'd like the S1R2 or the S5 2X, but the S1R2 is nice at 44,000 kroners or 4,000 euros. It's a bit expensive. I'm not sure I can afford that, because I have to pay about 80,000 kroners to paint the back side of the damn building. But HDR looks really good. But on these videos, which I did just last summer, I had a SDR GoPro Hero 8, an old one, and then the Lumix S5, and then matching them didn't work because the GoPro Hero 8 footage was terrible. So try this. I've got the screen on the front now. I can see that. It took a little while to. I'll turn this off now. It's a bit distracting. Although you can see, here's the GoPro footage, and it's a bit blown out. So it's just oversaturated, and skin tone's all wrong, and it's not terrible, but it's pretty bad. So only way to do that is to get proper I'll turn that off. It's to get HLG HDR footage from the get-go, and I think the GoPro Hero 12 had HDR, but it was an HLG HDR. So we'll go for a little walk around, and my place is a bit bombed out, but that's okay. And then I could take the Lumix and compare footage, but I don't think I will. I'm just gonna test this because I've already had 4 beers, and so I'm still halting around, halting, whatever that is in English. I'm still struggling around with a broken ankle, so I'm limping. Limping is the word. But I like this, and then at least the batteries won't die, because when I had the Hero 8, batteries kept dying on me, and when they got cold or when they got old, I had old batteries. So 8 to 13 is quite a few generations, so it was about time to get a new GoPro. And this seems to work alright. The menus are a bit complicated, but bigger battery, and now I've got, wow, is that enough batteries? There's 4 there, plus 2 in that thing with the charger, plus 1 in the camera. So that's 7 batteries, so I should be sorted that cost all of 2,800 kroner or something, about 250 bucks in GoPro batteries, but now I'm sorted, and they should last a while until, I don't know, I'll wait probably another 3 or 4 generations before I buy a new GoPro. And then I haven't shaved, so it's a bit scratchy, but I'm going to put you on my trusty GoPro stick, which is taped with gaffer tape. It works. So I will take the S5 up, and we're going to pick up some beer, because that wasn't especially good. Stella Pramen. But the Stella Artois was especially bad. But we're going to pick up some more Bundaberg, because I'm down to 1, and that's my view. But we're down to 1 Bundaberg, and then I'm going to have to take off the Rode Video Micro, and then I'll just switch between the GoPro 13 and the S5, so you can see the difference. We'll go slowly, and it's just going to be a short trip. I'm not sure I can film. Check the autofocus here. I really want the new, either the S5 II or the S1R2. I think the S1R2 is what I'm looking at, but this is still doing well. So and despite the shitty focus, but just test whether there's a big difference, because if the GoPro is as good as they say it is, I may not need, well, I still need a full frame camera for photos, but the question is there a big difference now? So you'd think full frame versus a GoPro, there'd be a huge difference. So just heading up, if it'll focus. Yeah, there we go. Focus on this wasn't too bad, but I mean, it's the original S5, so it's a great little camera, but in no light it won't focus at all. So we'll check that out, and it's going to be internal audio, because I can't bring the can't fit the external mic in my camera bag, because I just have a little bag. So anyway, so I want to dig out the S5 for this. This is just going out of the flat, but anyway, just heading up to the shops to get some more Bundaberg. Bundaberg Blood Orange, and if they have it, I'll get some. Oh, there my mobile planked. Some passion fruit, and the grapefruit wasn't great, but anyway, let's see. So head out, and then if I have the keys, good question, which I didn't have. Try again. So if I can dig you out, there's contrast for you. Yep. The key doesn't like that. But anyway, it's a bit hard with the broken ankle. It's healed, but it's been 2 months. Of course, they have enough shoes, so they leave all over the place. What can you do? Cool neighbors though. It's more like it. So I'm tried to break in here last night. So there we go. There's my little flat. So I'll do a test of the S5 and the Hero 13 here. I think some joggers up that way. Maybe you can see them. It's good to have this little screen on the front, I have to say. Not bad. So I'll do a test of the GoPro and the S5 here. So just so you know, next footage is from the S5, which I've got. So recording internal sound only. So if the focus works, but this is the S5, which is really good. Should be much better than the 13, I think. And then I'll head up slowly and just take video. I'll go up the slow way. Plenty of time. So and then drag the Bundaberg and the beer down. I'd like to get some footage in the shop, but that may be tricky. They may not like me taking footage of customers and their food inside the shop, but we'll see. I can probably sneak a little bit in. So anyway, this is where I live. Okay, good. And then that red outline around the viewfinder is great. See that you're recording, because this obviously doesn't have tally lights, unlike the SWAR, the SR12. Alright, let's head out. Those are the dickheads who blast music every weekend into my flat. Terrible. So up that way is towards Rotterdam School. We're heading into town, more or less, but not going to go all the way there. So this is a good test. Haven't changed anything, but test of the image stabilization and the wind noise. Gotta slow down. So I'll do a comparison up here. I think looks good to get the S5. Down this corner looks good. Alright, so that's the way to Mini. I forget the name of the road. That's hlg-hdr. It's an action here to get the road, some cars. This station. So that's where I used to go, Cobblestone Street. So we'll try that with the S5. Alright, turning off. S5 now. So this is the S5. We got a bit of traffic here. Turning in. And some people going down. Over there is hlg-hdr. This is on, I think it's on, I have to check. Can't turn off while recording, but yeah, it's on hlg 2100. So I can export to HDR. So this should be better than the GoPro. But it's only 4K, whereas the GoPro is 5.9K or whatever it is. And then we're heading up there. Then I'll stop and do some comparison shoots as well. This is not bad as a selfie cam, but it's a bit big. So, and then there are a lot of cars. So you can see over there. Anyway, good little camera. But the question is, do I go for an SR12X, which is going to be the flagship camera at least for this year? So who knows? Alright, keep going. So it looks really good from the screen, but I can't tell until I get it in post. And then the question is, what does the HDR look like? Which I'm not sure about. So that's the big question. So this is my usual wander up to the shops to Sandviken Julkir, which is the best shop, local Julkir in all of Bergen. So looks a little green on the screen. Don't want to film too many people without asking permission. So anyway, go up to the corner and then film some S5, and then we've got this. See the difference? The stabilization is really excellent though. It's really good. This is a little bigger than the Hero 8, but as long as the batteries last, I don't care. There's the park up there. I can do a smooth pan. Remember, this is an hlg-hdr, so we got the S5. You get the S5 so you can see what that's like. So this is the S5 again. I'm just at this corner, and well, not too many people, luckily. I think. Oops. gonna hold it still. Wait for it to come down and around. Which is sharper? Good question. It's 5.9K against 4K. I'm filming in 422 10-bit 4K 30p on the Lumix Hlg 2100. So I'm not sure. We'll go up to the next corner and do a comparison. Alright, I'm gonna turn you off. It's a little chilly. My fingers are getting a little cold, and if I turn up the volume a little bit, it's a little nippy. My fingers are getting cold. So, anyway. Alright. Well, here we go. So I'll film again next corner, and then I'll ask the lady in the shop if I can film inside. Some whatever product shots. Just meet. If she'll even let me buy any beer, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to film. I already had a few beers. So good question. I think I may skip filming in the shop. I might just grab my 6 and my Bundabergs. I think I will. So we'll go to the corner, and then I think that's the last shot going up. Can't film the shop. So there we go. So I'm not sure I can film the shop. I had too many beers, but it is what it is. But that's the same street corner from my GoPro 13. So does it look any better? This is in 30p 4K HLG. I'm not sure it looks much better. They should look the same in 4K, but we'll see. So after this, I'll just go into the shops, do my shopping, and then come back out and then film a bit on the way down. But then we see. So I don't think I can film the shop. Not after a few beers. So I'll film here and then just go and pick up my shit. There it is. I'll film from the Lumix again from here, and then it'll be back out again. Anyway. Okay. Never mind. So we can go up to the shop at least. That's fine. Should dual setup with the GoPro on top of my Lumix, but too bad. There we go. Flidden. That's more like it. It's to this terrible, terrible Stella where. There you go. I'm safe. Cool. Vandenberg Blood Orange. That's what it's all about. Well, I got 6 beer, food in, and about 7 Vandenberg. So I should be sorted in there. I got some footage inside, just barely. So good. Those Stella Artois were terrible beer. What can I say? So we'll go through the park just for a change. And I'll do a switcheroo with the Lumix S5 at the park to see what the color shift is like with the greens, how they handle greens. But anyway, alright, so I wanted to film a little bit more in HDR, get that sorted. Get the workflow sorted anyway, at least. My channel has to be in HDR from now on. It looks so much better on even my old LG OLED C1 TV. It looks much better. So this is still on the GoPro 13. And I'll switch over when we get to the steps and see what the grass looks like. I'm curious. I think the grass will look better. Still broken ankle, so gotta watch it. I think this grass will look better on my Lumix. But I'm not sure. So anyway, made it down the steps safely. Wow, that was hard. Just going down those steps. Pretty hopeless. Anyway, alright, so I'll pan around and go home and get to edit all this. I don't know if I can shoot too much more. But that's what the grass looks like in hlg-hdr on the GoPro 13. And then in a little bit I'll do the S5 in hlg 2100 or whatever they call that color profile. Okay, so this is the Lumix internal audio. I don't worry about the audio here, but this is what green looks like after sundown in HLD 2100. Should look more accurate, but I'm not sure. It's lower resolution. It's only 4K or UHD, but you get the idea. So this is mostly going to be footage of the GoPro. That's too bad. I just want to test it out. First time I've tried it outside the house, so I'm very curious if the hlg-hdr profile on the GoPro works, if it's terrible or if it's good, or how it is, and then what I have to do to match it to the S5, which will hopefully be an SR 1.2 soon. but we'll see. Okay, I'm going to turn you off, and then we'll sum up when I get home. So totally different lighting conditions. This is auto white balance, by the way, the whole way, so I don't bother with grey cards or anything anymore. Well, I'm back in the flat, and my battery is already a third down, more or less, after a short trip. But does it look green or blue or warm? That's the question. And then my last clip will be from the S5, also auto white balance. No grey card here. Just doing it simple as possible. You can see my beard is grey card. It's all grey now. So anyway, alright, I'll put on the S5 and then I get to go down. I'll have a beer first. Dragged all that beer down. And Bundaberg. That's the shit. Drag that down. But I'm gonna do one clip so you can see what it looks like on auto white balance, and both of them on hlg-hdr basically settings. And then the whole point of this is see what this new GoPro Hero 13 Black, which cost me a lot of money, damn 5,000 kroners or something, what it looks like on HDR. As my Hero 8 last camera, apart from the cameras, the battery's dying, was hopeless on HDR, mixing with the S5 footage, of course. So anyway, okay, so focus. I'm not sure it'll focus, but I'm guessing. S5 after all, not before face detect focus. It's the first one with the shitty focus. So this is to give you an idea what the colors look like if you mix them. I'm not sure the color science has changed too much between the S5 and the S5 II or the S5 IIX. Apparently the color science on the S1R2 is much better. I'd like that camera, a little pricey right now for me, so, but it's on the list. So anyway, I'm gonna chill with the beer first, and this is just internal mics because I couldn't be bollocked. I can't put my external mic, my Rode, in the camera bag because I have a tiny camera bag, so it has to go on the bottom. So internal mics, bad sound, too bad, you live with it. And then but just to check out the colors, what it's like if you actually go with auto white balance, and the sharpness, etc. Okay, see ya.